Both of y'all right. Both of y'all.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Crucial Conflict. Look, why y'all laughing, bro?
This gonna be good. This gonna be good.
I'm trying not to laugh.
I'm happy. Look, I'm happy.
Dog.
I've been quiet for a minute, and I'm just holding all my thoughts till we get going.
So look, let me introduce everybody.
I'm just happy to see my co-host.
So look, I'm about to introduce everybody. I am Johnny Van Duren, the one and only, the band right there, Aberson Side Academy. We have Mr. Burger Brooks. Y'all see him right there in the middle. Mr. Matt Francis. That's right, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, and look, we have two special guests. the great, I must say.
Don't do that.
The great.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They call him low, but he really big. Lawrence Rawlins.
I know they about to say my name just now.
Mr. Kennedy, Mr. SU, Mr. Roots for Music, Mr. 35.
Oh.
Mr. Hustler.
Then we have another special guest, Mr. My Crab Brother, SU01, Tenell Moore.
That's why he's on
here. What they are great at behind mine?
AKA, hold up, I'm about to get you. AKA
Chocolate
Mr.
Drive.
West Jeff, AKA Mr. Oliver News, AKA you better not play with him because he'll kick your ass in a fight. That's what I'm talking about. What y'all don't know about him is that he has a black belt. He might have more than a black belt.
3 black belts.
3 black belts. So if you ever talk about fighting,
the only school to play 126 songs.
We're the only, but I guess the only biblical.
That's not a joke. That's facts.
So look, man, we gonna get into the show. So tonight we're talking about what makes a New Orleans band/band member great. And what we're gonna do?
Don't know how many songs we have.
We're gonna start off with the special guest, Tenell Moore. What's your opinion? What's your opinion on this subject today?
Great. I'm gonna start this by saying this quickly so everybody can chime in. I was thinking on that word "great," and I was thinking on a lot of debates we've been having over the past few years. One thing I'm gonna say as far as building great is to eliminate hate. Though the word hate rhymes with great, you can't spell hate within the word great. So that's something for y'all fellas to think about. As we go on, I'm explaining that in more detail what I mean by that. But to first become great or to build something great, you have to have an absence of hate. And then the last thing I'm gonna say to that is you can't necessarily build something great if greatness wasn't in you. You can't produce great if greatness wasn't part of who you are. For someone to be great, they have to put themselves around someone else who understood how to be great. So that's going to be a lot that I'm going to have to say more to that. I'll pass it on for a second, let everyone chime in, then I'll come back and explain in more detail.
So, Tenell, all right, that was a good explanation, man. I'm not going to lie. Hey, Tenell, make sure you mute your mic right quick.
I got you.
Mr. Lawrence Rawlins, the great Lawrence Rawlins. What is your opinion on this subject, Mr. Lawrence Rawlins?
First of all, I'm a little different when it comes to the word great because I take that word as shade. Because there's no way in the world I'm that. Straight up.
The great Lawrence Rawlins?
Well,
you're not the great shade. Lawrence Rawlins?
I'm taking the shade, Johnny Van Duren. East Beast. Okay, so that word great, man, you know, great is a special word, man. You got to watch how you use it. You know, are you a great father? Are you a great this? You got to watch how you use it. So, and a lot of things hurt that word, you know, especially when you don't have the right components to make you great, like Tenell just said. You know, we're gonna speak more about that. It's just same like programs. You know, programs, the great program, I don't want to go on, but the great programs had decent to great feeder schools. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna go into that a little bit more.
So what you're saying is the middle schools are not basically feeding high schools?
What I'm saying is you need to follow the script and
I'm just asking you. I'm just going on what you just saying.
Burger ready too.
You saying the middle schools not feeding the high schools? That's what you basically saying. That's why.
No. Check this out. You ready for this? Tenell, you gotta unmute yourself. Now I want you to hear this. It's just like your house. Everybody gonna eat if you got food in the house, depending on what type of food it is. You get it? They got middle schools feeding high schools because they have to, because they have kids in the program that's gonna go to high school regardless. But what kind of food are they eating before they get to high school? If it makes sense to you. And it may not have a whole lot to do with the band director. They have something to do with the whole system is broken. The whole system is broken. The whole system is broken.
Never, I ain't gonna comment.
No, this gonna be a positive one right here. We're gonna get to the
ain't no positive what you just said, dude. You sugarcoat that. You sugarcoat that, Lou.
Johnny, listen, you know me
better than anybody else.
I'm gonna speak what I need to speak.
That's wishful thinking.
Because
I'm not shitcoating anything. We're gonna get to it though.
Because what you just said, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, Johnny, and you say what?
Everybody not getting them kids like some bands not getting.
5 minutes, we ain't get to question one yet. Everything gonna be answered in the questions. I guarantee you that.
What I'm saying is, what you're saying is, some schools get fed better than other schools.
Oh yeah, I'm saying, but there's a reason they get fed better.
And their bands ain't better than our bands.
That's what you're missing. There's a reason they're getting fed better than other schools. Ain't no shade at nobody. You think about how 35 is. Shit, you know how much criticism come my way, and people don't understand what the hell going on.
I know.
I could break that down to you in a heartbeat. People gonna be like, "Damn, okay, I get it now."
I could tell you why they get fed better in a second.
So everybody don't have an Alice Hall feeding them, right? That's what you saying.
That's part.
So you throwing shit at
Carl? With that bullshit. If everybody had Alice Hall feeding them, everybody would be great.
See, now you made my point just now, but we not. What's up, bro? But you had another one. You had another one. You a nasty boy. Nasty mother. But no, bro. We not trying to throw shade. That's one thing. That's fine with you. Honest, that's fine with you. But I have a lot of issues, and Burger contested. I have a lot of issues because if somebody asks me my opinion, I'm gonna tell them my opinion. I'm gonna tell them my opinion. Now, if you don't take my opinion the way you want, if you take it how you want, that's how you're gonna feel either way of the fence. But I'm telling you how I'm feeling. There's not shade, it's just the truth of what's going on. I've been marching since the 3rd grade at Thomas Alva Edison.
1970, huh?
Whatever it was, I was born in 72. I left Edison in 84 and went to Colton, and left Colton in 87, went to Kennedy. And guess what? In them three schools, I had 3 band directors, music teachers. And guess what? In those schools, of having 3 music teachers, we had instrumental music classes, not band classes. People that don't know the difference.
Yeah,
right. I get you.
They don't know the difference.
Burger,
that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Burger, what's your opinion?
I agree with what Lo talking about. Basically, I agree with that. I like to say he kind of spot on with it. Like ain't much I can add to it. He's spot on.
Go ahead, Matt.
My opinion of a great band, honestly, is Kennedy. When I went there, and what I mean by that, I'm being real. First off, I won't be long, but I wanted to say how honored I am for us to have all of this. Tenell, can you mute your phone?
Oh, I thought it was muted. My bad.
No, I wanted to say how honored I am to have all of this Kennedy on the thing. We got Low.
Come on, man. Just answer the question, all that, man.
I'm asking the question.
Come on, all that Kennedy. Come on, man.
Listen, man. But Kennedy is his greatness, man. Like one thing I appreciated about Dr. Walter Harris is, man, he would always say, man, y'all can put whatever y'all want in this music, but just make sure it's musical. The one thing I appreciate. I appreciated about going to Kennedy, and the reason why I say it was great is because honestly, man, we never lost sight of the fact that we were playing songs. Like it wasn't necessarily, they ain't necessarily had to be super loud. that wasn't the hyper focus. It was we never lost sight of the fact that we were playing music, and the reason why
a lot of marching tunes.
Well, we had a great concert band. But either way, Johnny, you don't want to do that, brother, because then I end up saying some crazy stuff about Abe, and I'm trying not to.
You can't say nothing about Abe concert band.
I can say a bunch about Abe.
Well, go ahead. I don't want to get to Abe and Kennedy because
we can get to that at the end of the show. We can get to that.
We got later for that. We
can get to it, but when I
tell you that.
We need one that's unbiased. Listen, but now, man, when I
that eliminates cheating.
I'm not biased. What do you mean biased?
I went to Kennedy taught that shit. I was one of your band. I was your band director for a couple of years. When you graduated?
Yes, you were. You was my band director. You graduated me out of Kennedy, man. Bro, listen, man. But that's what greatness is, man.
I'm gonna take you to fight with me any day behind that. Don't worry.
Hey, listen, man. We were already in this thing, but man, that's what greatness is to me.
Before Tenell give his answer, I have a follow-up question, because despite situations with the one app and different stuff like that, I still see band directors putting in work and making the best of the situations. Like Johnny said, Abe don't have a lot of kids in the school, but he still produced the band and shit. Like, I feel like as a whole, New Orleans was very prepared this year. As a whole, even facing the bullshit with the one app, I still felt like band directors did what they had to do and came out with a product that was still worthy. And that's everybody. Like, I don't feel like nobody was flat out horrible this year. Like, nobody was flat out horrible this year where you can be like, man, I'm not listening. I can't listen to that no more. I literally enjoy something from everybody.
Everybody?
Everybody.
So let me say this. On this subject, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. I came from Abe, and Abe never was really known as a good band school. When I was at Floyd had taught us how to be great band members, but our name wasn't known to be a great band. So I'm gonna just be real with you. But Floyd taught us how to be great band members and band students. That's why a lot of kids from Abe was successful at Southern. Also,
successful. Define successful.
Successful was that they went up there and they kind of held their own.
Okay, all right.
So me saying that is this. The experience that I had at A prepared me for my band directing career. Everybody wasn't had to go through the struggle like we had to go through the struggle at A. So when I built the current A, I understood the struggle in order to get to the greatness. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So when I went to Southern taught me how to be great, how to understand how to be like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I put all that into my band program in order to make that great. And a lot of the times, a lot of the people, like I could use Laura as an example. Somebody still got their thing on that's feeding back. Tenell, you still got it? So a lot of the time,
I just muted.
So a lot of the time, like me and Lou, my second year, I was going at Lou hard. Lou is one of the dudes I looked up to since I was like in high school. He know that. Since I was like in high school, one of my goals was to get low, to build a program to get low, and I done that. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say I done that. You know what I'm saying? A man that I looked up to.
That is
a man that I see him through the struggles, the young Lou, when I was in high school. The Lou with the Carlton shorts on.
That's what you're wrong. It wasn't no struggle when I was young. It struggled the last few years.
No, that's not what
any video will prove that. All right, fix it.
I'm not saying a struggle.
And I want to know why you was trying to get low when you your band director didn't like us.
No. They got nothing to do with it. They got nothing to do with this. Me and you.
You've been doing that.
Listen, Lou.
I'm surprised you talking to Matt because you hate Kennedy so much.
Because I look up to Lou.
Lou, I got you back. Give it a second, baby. I got you covered.
I looked up to Lou. I looked up. No, I'm being real. No, I looked up to Lou. Lou was a good. I looked up to Lou. I thought he was a great band director.
See how your sisters be on your back, and I'm gonna talk about that too, because sometimes you gotta have people around you. Hold up, sometimes you gotta have people around you that tells you what's right from wrong instead of letting you things up.
I'm being real, sincere, dog. Seriously, I looked up to Lou. Lou was a dog. Lou was that dude. Like everybody was like Lou, and Will. People knew about them in our era, dog. Like seriously, my goal was like these dudes great. I won't be great, so that was my people I had to set down to become great. But your brother ran all year this year. So I couldn't really get him. But that's cool.
So getting back to around what I was to my explanation. What would it take to build a great band member, great program? Well, I feel that in the past since 2001, I've been giving people the blueprint on how to be great, how to build greatness. If you ask anybody, if you had a nameless man, they ran 5 programs. All 5 programs proved to be dominant on some level. Without a name put to that program, you'll say, man, that was a pretty great guy. He must have really knew what he was doing and very good at what he was doing. So, but then, like I say, the hate. Once you attach a name that gets in the way of being great. Back in the 90s, when I first got into band, we still had competitiveness, but it wasn't necessarily a true hate. Whereas nowadays we face the hate. Like Lo said earlier, when you're trying to build a program, there's so many different factors nowadays, but I hear so many people pass an opinion, a judge who they think is the best. And then when you ask, well, why do you think they're the best? They never can give a true answer outside of, oh, that's just what I think, because they don't know what's really going on. I.e., some of the reasons I had issue when Burger was passing comments. You know what I'm saying? Because then when you don't really know the facts of what's going on in the program, and then you're passing a comment or trying to rank a program, how can you rank something you don't understand how it operates? To build a great program, you got to start with, again, that greatness within you. It's about finding the right kid. It's about having the right knowledge. It's about adjusting to the times. I've taught in pre-Katrina times, and I've taught after Katrina, and I've been successful in both, because once you find that blueprint and that way to adjust, it happens that way. But like Ro did say, also it takes a good feeder too. We do have an absence of solid feeders because we don't have enough. I don't too much like that word great either, but we don't have enough very good music teachers and directors. It ain't just a system. It goes back to the man too. And if the man don't have that understanding of how to teach, how to get through to this new generation and how to teach them to be better, then it's going to affect that high school level. It's going to affect the college level. I saw y'all debating the other day about how even some of these college and the all-star band, they play all these whacking notes and they all over the place. It's because it do start back with my level at the middle school level. If you don't think about it, it's been the same middle school's been dominant since the 6 years I've been in here. Renew always been top 1 or 2. And then you got everybody else. You got your Fannies here, your Hearts there. But it's always been that same few programs. Outside of that, you got Berman had this one good year. But then, I hear they're about to be back to down. So it's like, what do you do with it? Well, I'm talking recent. Like Nelson. Nelson had that one good year where, they were loud and people kept saying that's what made them
Let me tell you something. Stop, boy. And you was not messing with no Nelson.
Let me say something. This is why I think he's on drugs. Because even though his program really was good, I have never spoke ill on this man band. Ever.
Did I say you spoke ill? You feel guilty. You know what?
No,
you know when it's going. I brought something for you, Berger. Berg, I brought something for you, my brother, because I knew this conversation would get fishy. I caught this for you yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead on, and when you ready to talk to me, I'm gonna face the camera to this for you, so that you can
what
talk
is that?
to that.
It's called a fish. It's a fish. He caught in the ocean.
I caught that just for you, Berg. I tell you, he like doing all that fishing shit. But now finish what you're saying. Though. Let me turn.
First of all, it's like you're really crazy. Because I can say that your band is good, and I'm not speaking on them babies. I've countlessly told you your band is good. I don't know if you want a lifetime achievement award from me, or you want me to make you famous. I don't know what you want me to do.
Burger, why you think your opinion matters?
My opinion matters because you just
I don't
made
care
it
if you
matter.
thought my band was good or not.
You just made my opinion relevant. You made it relevant.
This man
You
really
went
got
and
the
caught
fish right there.
this man went and caught a grouper fish. He need to knock himself upside the head with it.
What kind of
He's
fish that is? That's a sheep
You
head?
need to try eating some of this fish. Leave them burgers alone, burger.
Nope. You're not
finish
gonna
your
karate.
opinion.
You're not gonna karate chop me. I don't want no part of
Finish
it.
what you're saying.
No. Like seriously, it's like I agree with some of what you said. The only thing I didn't agree with was my opinion. My opinion ain't changing no matter who the band director is. If I like I said, I felt like Carver was the best band this year. Sound wise, nobody sounded better than them. So when you say I say bands are good, but I'm not giving you a reason, that's absolute bullshit.
So-
What band was on the level of sounding good as Carver besides Helen Cox?
But look, let me be
And
real.
Dynera.
Let me be real on some stuff. Hey, bro, I'm gonna be real on some stuff. I heard something
That's
last week.
kids.
Hold up, I want to be real on some stuff. They do have people that's buddy though. When they come out of great, because when people, I'm gonna give you an example. Now I love Carl. I one of me and friends cool, but somebody said Carver was in a top 5 in drum section. I have never known Carver to have a top 5 drum section.
Nah, that's not true.
Niggas
That's
say
buddy. That's buddy.
Niggas
right
do say
there.
anything.
They
Niggas
buddy.
do say
That's because that's my boy, and I'm gonna look out for my boy. That's not real. People have the buddy system, and if they don't like this person, they're not gonna like that band.
I don't like none of you niggas, but I'm still gonna give my honest opinion on y'all band.
Look, let me say something. I agree with Johnny on the buddy thing. Like a lot of times I see people, man, if they mess with a dude, then that dude band good. If they don't, then they'll never give that band no props. But let me say this, Johnny, and I let you talk uninterrupted for a second. So let me say this. Johnny, the nerve of you, Johnny, give me 1 second, good brother. The nerve of you to sit up here and say that Abe had a great band when you was going there, and you, dude,
that's not what I said, though.
Hey, well, let me finish, Johnny. Let me finish. Listen, I'm honestly, brother, I'm insulted that you would even speak the name of Kennedy. Dude, with that piece of shit, y'all drug down the street. Johnny, give me
I thought y'all did this last week, bro.
No, because
blasphemy.
I know I'm not the host.
No, just a second ago. No. But
that's not. See,
people
man,
want
that's not what I said.
They want the truth. They don't want this. I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry,
I bet you they won't. I bet you they won't smash Abe. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I bet you they won't smash Abe. Stop getting in your feelings because it's the truth.
You talking about when me and you went there?
No,
you said y'all had a great.
I'm talking about the drum section thing. It's not true. Stop. Carver not no top 5 drum section. The band was the top band. Yeah, you can say that. But the drum section has work to do.
The band,
so does consistency matter? Does consistency matter? Like if a band is consistently good.
Let me say real thing where people really think Carver got a good drum section.
That's what
Carver
you just put.
Carver now does have a really good drum section.
I
don't think y'all.
Swing.
Listen, bro. They have a really good instructor who know his shit.
That don't mean don't get it. That don't mean.
I'm not putting them. Look, I'm not putting them in no top category.
That don't mean, dog. You got work. He just got there. How you? Nah, dog. Burger. No, we can't, dog. This is not. He probably will have a good drum, but not this year.
No, not this year. I'm not putting them in my top this year, but I saw the improvement in Carver. Look, everything about them has changed. So, like, I'm not gonna just totally throw them to the side because you got dudes don't think drum section good.
That's good.
And
you know,
and that's people's opinion.
I don't care.
Nah, best way I can hear. Right.
Low dude look like he on Call of Duty.
All right.
No, you do though, bro. You look nuts,
so
bro.
let me say this back to Matt. What I said was, I can tell you this: Abe had a better concert band than Kennedy.
No, y'all didn't. Johnny, y'all had a better.
He was on channel 8. He was on channel 8 every day.
Lie. I gotta say something. Kennedy Concert Band was one of the top. Them 3-5.
Yeah, hold up.
I
What year
never
you talking
really
about?
knew age.
What year you talking about?
I'm talking about it now. You forgot. I went Kennedy in '94, man. I heard them up close and personal, man.
Kennedy did not have no concert band.
Johnny,
Kennedy did not.
35.
Bro, Kennedy did not have no. Lord didn't have no concert band. Lord, no, stop lying.
Y'all
have no concert band.
First of all,
I'm just saying what I heard.
Lord did not have no concert band at Kennedy.
The hate. Say, but hold
This
on.
ain't no hate.
Francis,
I ain't gonna say nothing. Go ahead, Lou.
Listen to me, bro. Listen to me. How in the heck would you even know what we had if you was paying attention to what's going on with you? That's the problem. Everybody know what's going on with everybody else. They wasn't paying attention to their own shit.
It's just like it sounds like you didn't have a concert.
No. That's what, Johnny. Every year we had a concert band. And every year for graduation, we put a concert band there. Not bringing marching baritones and marching snare drums and mellophones and baritones. Now let's talk now.
Who did that?
Let's talk now. A bunch of them
Not
did.
Not Ed. You know Ed didn't do that.
First of all, I'm gonna take Low out the equation. If you knew Dr. Walter Harris,
no, we can't. Walter Harris was not my era. I'm talking about Low. I'm talking about Low. This Walter Harris was not my era.
Are you serious? Ask him.
Y'all did not have no concert band.
Johnny,
yes, we did, Johnny.
Low
told me my last year. We did, man.
They got so many people watching this, and that's gonna believe that bullshit you stressing, but you wasn't there.
McMahon did have a good concert band. McMahon, Carl, Warren Easton in my era. 3-5 and 8.
Christ.
Okay, let me do this thing.
97 to 2001.
97 to 2000. Are you serious?
Getting back to talking about greats.
I'm gonna ask you one question. You ever heard a tune called
Kool-Aid? You think I'm gonna believe anything you say?
Have you ever heard a song called Hands Across the Sea?
I did not ever know Kennedy.
I'm just asking.
No.
Caribbean folk song Sweet.
Have you ever heard of Rhapsody in Blue? Everybody
heard of that shit.
So 21 minutes. You think y'all Kennedy cannot play no song for 21 minutes? Clarinet solo it. And I got it on film if you won't do it.
I'll say this. You have a middle school.
We gonna get Herman Jones.
You have a middle school that played.
I'm here to fix that for you.
Who?
We're gonna get Herman Jones.
You had a middle school that played marches.
That's a great man right there too, Herman Jones.
Yeah, a middle school that played marches, ballads, your rap tunes, your pop music, even heavy metal. But yet they were never considered one of the greats. And yet you had high schools still running behind the biggest bands versus the more quality bands. But then y'all want to talk great. Then I hear a lot of high school directors complain about why they don't have some of the best students. I can tell you why Landry Walker been one of the top dudes for the past 5 years. Because a large percentage of his band, a large percentage of leadership come from Renew. Because we taught them, I took time to teach
bullshit.
everything.
Let me tell you where it comes from.
Where it come from, when you got people saying, "Oh, why am I high suck ass?" I mean, you're in the wrong places. You gotta go. You gotta come on home.
Yeah, you sent majority of your kids there. But I guarantee you this point. Since I hate to say it. I don't want to put them out there like that because I'm Roots now. But since Roots been feeding Landry Walker since 09, they've been leading the pack over there, bro. Don't give me that bull crap about it. Because I mean, you be honest with you, I got a couple of new songs. I have a couple of them. We're not gonna go there. And that leads us to the next one. Y'all won't go there, we can go there. I'm good with it.
You had any Nelson kids?
Yeah, I had them too.
Yeah, the bad ones though.
About 5 or 6. That's why I wanted
the bottom of the barrel.
So you admitting to it.
Ooh.
But at the bottom of the barrel, too,
you know who you had. The kid was even in the bag.
Look, 201 was your drum major though, but you give me the barrel.
So you know Irvin Complete.
He could play, he was all right.
All right. He was your drum major. He was a drum major for a reason.
Yeah, because he had leadership.
Tell him he went with the wrong aura. Instead of getting Roots, he should have came to Renew.
Ooh. He went to Nelson.
I'm just saying.
He went to Nelson. Get your letters.
Irvin could play. He's one of your little screamers.
That's a different story.
Now, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It sounds like they be hating on you, bro. That's what it sounds like to me.
They do be hating on your
Listen,
man.
do not start Dragonfly Jones. Please don't do this.
I'm saying it sounds like Burger be hating on you. Like it sounds like straight hate. All I know what hate. You gotta deal with it tonight. If
That's because I'm great, bro.
Yeah, I know.
If you ain't been hating on
you, bro,
you ain't doing your job.
Bro,
If you ain't been hating on, you ain't doing your job.
Hey,
With the amount of hate, I deserve a doggone Emmy.
Tenell, I be hating on you. Tenell, I be hating on you.
Burger, I'm gonna say it like this. You never outright came out. You wasn't. I'm trying to find a nice way of saying.
He's in his heart. You trying to say
you hid behind your partners with their foolishness and always amen their dumb stuff. Rather than have your own opinion. Burger, one time I caught you in the act. You didn't even hear a clip of our band that had passed the comment.
I never commented on your band.
Who his partners
Think you crazy.
Who his partners is, Tenell? Who his partners is?
He talking about Damien. My partner opinion on your band.
Nameless. And his whole little clique. I was then I'll address them on another podcast and y'all put all them on.
This man is real life crazy.
But it wasn't just Burger.
This man crazy, bro.
It was you know how many people passed an opinion on Renew had never heard us? Like
I never passed the opinion
didn't listen to a
your
clip,
band.
didn't open a video clip, nothing. And it ain't just me.
No.
Burger, I think that's why you had that opinion.
Joe Johnson put it right. So we bring
what you say?
Joe Johnson, the Ford put it right. So we bringing reloaded stuff in here. Yeah, we are. We ain't not even sticking to the script because I don't think a couple of y'all want to hear the truth. What was the truth?
I want to hear the truth. I can't keep letting.
What's the truth, then, Lo?
Do me wrong like this.
Set that straight.
Here go another question.
Let's go back to the stuff.
So Tenell. Let's talk on a scale of the middle school.
Yeah.
What can the middle schools do better in order to make it great, make a band member great, not just for the next high school, but for also the college level?
Right. Well, go back to what I said earlier, man. It's gonna start with we gotta get qualified teachers. By qualified, I don't necessarily mean you have to have a degree, a certification, because some of the better directors I witnessed and watch, it wasn't certified in recent time. Now, I know I ain't talking back in the G, but in recent time, but it start there. Get people who's passionate and have the knowledge, because sometimes they have the passion,
but they can't teach what they don't know. A lot of them can be band directors. They don't have a lot of teachers out here.
I'm gonna stop you right there. How can they teach somebody how to play just after school and band rehearsal? See, y'all missing the point. You're missing the point because it was all instrumental music, music education class. Now they have something shit called band class where they're throwing anybody in there. You only got 5 of your band students in there.
That's true.
30 other people.
True. But look,
hold up. Don't say no but. How you gonna do that then after school you rehearsing? When you gonna teach them?
I can
wait, Lo, say that again.
I can tell you how you can do that, Lo.
What they doing?
You have to find your method. I faced the same thing when I got to Renew. I had to find my method. You know what I did to stop that shit from happening, apart from talking to administrators? I went on ahead. I filled my class up with my auxiliary. I filled them up with my music, my actual band members for each grade. That way they didn't have no room to put in said kid that they was trying to get rid of. So it's all about, again, when you talk great, the greats don't make excuses. The greats find a way to make it happen.
Tenell the best band director up there in New Orleans. I don't care what none of y'all say. Tenell the best band director in New Orleans. Straight up. Tenell the best band director in the city. Y'all can say what y'all want.
I agree, brother.
Listen to me. Can you believe that? Or did they just was Renew just that fucked up with being a DLF school that they could just put the kids anyway? Because I know where I'm at, kids had to hold up. When I know where I'm at, the kids had to take 2 damn English classes and a reading class and this class, and we only had 3 electives in the whole school. So football players got to.
No. Well, let me correct you first. My Renew has never been an F school. We did go down to D, but we always stayed C high C. But hey, that's near nor here or there. Like I say, it was the I went to them with a format of how to structure my class. I did my recruiting. and then I made sure my class was full of those kids that were beneficial to me.
Exactly.
That way, if I'm filling my class up with band members and auxiliary, there's no room left for them to put said kid that want to be in PE.
And this is why Renew is great. And there's nothing y'all can tell him. Nothing.
You know what? Hold on, he talking again? Let me get on this.
You gotta get that fish.
He can go get that fish. He need to go get some music stands.
What?
Go ahead, answer the question.
Show me where somebody doing a band room chronicles with music stands in front of their face, and then I listen to you.
Every band director besides you.
I guess that make all the universities garbage then, because I ain't see one.
So let me ask you a question. When you get on live, before you get on live, you move your music stands out the way.
Usually, if I do a chronicles or something, that's out the way. Why would I have that in the way?
Hold up, dog. Hold up, bro.
Don't you do that?
Hold up, dog. Hold up.
We've been trying through the middle school for the last 6 years. So I mean, obviously learning something.
Let me say this, bro. Now this is starting to become an excuse.
No, man, listen to me.
Let me tell you something, dog. I had the same problems like everybody else, dog. Like I'm not trying to make it seem like I have no problems bigger than the next person or this, that, and the other. But you make what work. You gotta whatever you gonna make work. You gonna make it work.
You gotta make it exactly.
You gotta make it work. Like I don't want to hear no. You know I don't definitely want to hear nothing about no Landry Walker Cooley coming on here talking about y'all. You do have band classes. I don't know how it is, but you have band classes. I have no band classes.
Johnny, that's the problem. It's band classes, not instrument.
Yeah, low. Let me tell you something. That's true. Let me tell you something. I learned from Mr. Lester Wilson.
They dumping.
But listen, let me tell you something I learned from Mr. Lester Wilson. Let me tell you something I learned from Mr. Lester Wilson.
You know they dumping.
He had half of the kids that was in a band, he had them playing on instruments. The other kids, he had them on worksheets. Whatever they throw at you, you have to still find a way to make it successful and make it successful. Like my situation ain't as good as a lot of people's situations, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from trying to be good, trying to be great. Like I'm not gonna be like just say I'm not gonna because I could make a lot of excuses. I could say nobody don't want to hear that A got 600 kids in the school with ass, and nobody want to hear that 35 got 400 kids in the school. All they care about is when you come out from Mardi Gras, what is that product?
Wait, I'm sorry. 35 got 400 kids in the school.
No. 360, something like that. Almost 400.
That's 400. That's
low. What happened? How y'all get that? What happened, bro?
So check this out. You ready for this? And I'm glad you said that because a lot of people don't understand.
That's the thing.
35 is the last school to be chartered. It did not want to be chartered in the first place.
It knew what happened, man.
We're gonna let Tenell keep talking with that old phony ass boost phone or what? But again, I'm trying to explain to you what happened.
What happened, man?
35 is a casualty of war because believe it or not, bro, we the only fucking school system that's 100% charter and private in the whole country. Period. The first one. 35 was the last to be added. But before 35 was added, 35 was a B school when I got there in January 13. But in the summer of 2012, they took a school out of Uptown called Priestley Academy, which is the F7 and 8 grade school, and dumped it into 35 to do what? To bring that shit down. They brought it down as things went on. But a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah. So as time went on, they stopped the grade from coming 2 years ago because they wanted to reset because it's becoming charter. So whoever takes over as charter can actually reset with 9th graders and phase out the 11th and 12th graders. That's going on. So next year we're going to have 9th and 10th and 12th. And they're thinking about bringing in 40 to 60 juniors just to make sure they never have a non-graduating class. Okay? So if
Mr. Rawlins, let me ask you this, Mr. Rawlins. That may affect your numbers, but should that affect the quality of your program?
If you let me see,
I'm not asking the question.
Look, a wise man once told me, I'm not gonna say that yet.
Shut the fuck up. That's what a wise man told me.
A wise man,
Listen.
Exactly, Burger. A wise man once told me, it's best to be thought of an asshole than to open your mouth and remove all doubts. And another person told me this.
Well, you should start talking then, Lo.
All right, I guarantee you, the question that you want to ask in your mind, if you just be quiet and let the person speak, is going to be answered.
I want to hear it. I want to hear this because I never knew this. Real talk.
But as things went on,
go ahead, Lo.
Come on, Tenell got to mute himself because I'm hearing it in my.
But I'm gonna tell you this, Lo. I can say one thing right quick. No, because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm happy you saying this because you see, if I was saying this or Tenell was saying this, nobody would be saying this fact. So I'm happy you saying this shit. No, I'm being real. I'm being real because I done said the same shit you said before, and niggas like I'm making excuses.
That's not true. That's not true. Y'all producing.
No.
Like, how can y'all say that when y'all are producing? If y'all producing,
wait. I'm sorry, y'all.
Wait,
Lo.
Let me finish.
What?
Huh? So
no, I was saying, please finish. I want to hear that.
As time went on, 2013. But 2012, they brought them 7th and 8th graders in F school. That's when you start hearing 3-5 with all the fights and this and that. Think about it. If you go back to 3-5 hashtags fights in YouTube, you're going to see 2012, 2013, 14. So by the time them kids graduated, I think last year before last, whatever it was, 35 went down to D. The first time in 102 years of the history of the school, it went down. And in the process of going down, people not bringing their kids in. One app screwed them from the beginning. Everybody wasn't on one app at one point. 35 was one of the first ones on one app, and the one app was done through a recovery school system. And 35 was not a recovery school. See, people not getting that. Renew was a recovery school, right? I think Nelson may have been a recovery school. 35 was not, and McMain was not. And let's talk about the feeders that went with 35. You know what 35 feeders were? After the storm, when they had all these charter schools, like LG's charter was the best feeder, was the best job for a high school band director in the history of bands, because you had 10 goddamn middle schools over there servicing 2 or 3 schools and not just 2 schools. Of course, Alex Hart, when they blew up to 180 people, where you think they're going? They're going straight line the car. Bam. All of a sudden, Carl come up with all these numbers and stuff like that. But he was supposed to, because he benefited from what was going on at Alex Hart. Before Alex Hart got that, he was still at 70, 80 people. Let's be real. Landry Walker kept numbers. Will is a great band director. But we all know he had Berman, 32 Fisher, all these bands on the West Bank, plus the little.
And all the kids you taught at Roots went to Landry Walker too. Right, don't forget that.
But Roots was done with
say that.
All right. So even the kids in the Uptown who wanted to be, who band directors wanted to send them to so-called great program because they seen numbers. That's what happened. Guess what 35 feeder schools were? You ready for this?
Yeah,
it was Ben Franklin Elementary with no music program.
Yeah, my kids go there.
And it was Bethune Elementary, who just got a program 3 years ago when Jonathan Bloom went over there and helped start the program. And guess how many kids we got from both schools in 7 years since I've been there?
About 10.
Two. One of them, Demetrius Hill, was in the band with me at Kennedy. He sent his daughter over there with me. And the other one come from, he just wound up getting in the band because he was from Bethune. He just wound up getting in the band, not even a music person. So we didn't have feeder schools. John didn't know what I'm talking about.
Low not lying about that, because when I was at Nelson, he used to come by Nelson, but the way it was set up, Nelson kids were supposed to go to Lake area, right?
Something like that.
But that was a bigger story. I don't want to talk
check this out, though. And Lawrence never get on there and brag about it. I got so many stuff that happened under my name that people don't realize, until they ask, well, who did this, who did that? Like, oh, Lo did that. Oh, damn, I didn't know. Yeah. But I'm not going, I started with Kennedy in 95. The first week we played John Mack, the infamous John Mack game, when they supposedly blew us out, which they didn't. They outhoused us. That game they fucking won as a band because they outhoused us, because they had the sounds, they had the songs. They didn't sound as good as Kennedy's sound, but they had the hype crowd. What I mean by hype crowd, the way people view music now, that's what they had coming up then. That's what they had coming up then. But as far as sound, no. So what happens after in 95? Nigga, I was responsible for the sound of Kennedy from 95 to 2001. 95 to 2001. I left in 2001. Who bought all the music in? I did. Keith bought some music in as well, and we worked as a fucking team. We worked as a team, and that's my next thing. People not working. People don't know their role in what they're doing. They don't know their role. Right now, I honestly, I don't think this is gonna get me in trouble, because they already know I don't want to be a high school band director no more. Because of the conditions of the system, we don't even have a music supervisor to even hold our hand and say, "Hey, don't do that, do this," or make us do this and make us do that. You know who we have to report to? the principals, and half the time they don't know anything about music. And sometimes they're gonna shoot stuff down because they think they don't know. How many band directors out there had their principals at the parade site, y'all battling, they got all scared and shit because people came around and they try to get rid of it. Stop.
What I told y'all.
I blame. But hold up. I blame.
It never happened to me.
But
it never happened to me. I seen it.
But I also blame, and this might go left. I felt as though what you just said, that a lot of the older band directors, when some of the younger band directors came in, they're not opening their arms to them. They're not opening their arms to them. So when you say a music supervisor, everything could have still been in place if people would have just opened their arms to a lot of the young band directors. And I'm talking about from 09 to now.
It's a totally different what you said just now. Having a supervisor and having a mentor, two different things.
New Tenell,
Ron Paul, Elijah Jackson, all of them who have supervisors of music, they program. Look at Kenny Collins at John Eric doing an awesome job.
Yep, amazing.
Guess what though? He got somebody in his back pocket he can go to and make shit happen for him. There's no supervisor, none. Joe Mills was one of the best. I think Vondell Sloan was better than Joe Mills. Yeah,
but this is my thing. This, like I said, I taught at the high school and middle school level, pre-Katrina and post-Katrina. Though everything Lo is saying is factual, again, all us directors in New Orleans facing pretty much the same issues. And why is it?
If you getting all your kids in your class, we not. If you getting all your kids, your auxiliary in your class,
hey, bro, Lo, I'm gonna keep it 100. You may not want to accept the fact, but maybe I possess that skill you never developed all these years. Because I've had the same type of administration. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to make it happen for 6 years under 3 different administrations. So, and you forgot, Lo, I taught in Jefferson Parish also. So it's like
I never knew.
It's about knowing how to. I face everything you just said. I face that challenge. So, and you know, I can't just I won't say I could do it. Anybody can do it.
I can guarantee they ain't talking shit about them kids. I can guarantee your administration give a damn about them kids.
No, let me ask you this.
They may not.
No, real stuff.
They may not.
No. I need to ask him this question. No, I need to ask him this question. What was the benefit of the supervisor? I need to know that because I don't have a supervisor, but I can go to my principal and tell them what I need and what I want. Like I have band classes. I'm not gonna sit up and say I don't have band classes. Like, what is the benefit of if you understand how to structure your program? What is the benefit of having a supervisor? I'm asking you that because I don't know.
Let me tell you this. Being a band director at Kennedy when stuff was straight, I had a beautiful, decent data manager. When I gave her list, like he's saying, it was done. But things were different then. Kids were going to class. Things were different. The scores wasn't low as they were now. Then I'm talking a few years ago. And I'm gonna ask you this one question, Johnny. You asked me about how many times Liza just got on here too, the benefit supervisor. How many times have your school sent you to professional development for music education?
I sent myself though.
Exactly.
But that's my ownership though. Nobody shouldn't have.
But that's still a solution.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody shouldn't have.
That's still a solution.
Let Tenell talk. Let Tenell talk. You've been muted long enough.
A wise man. We talking on what wise men said. There's people who either come up with complaints about a problem or solutions. What I get tired of hearing is my colleagues complaining about what's going on in the new era.
Stop all that damn
Renew
complaining.
is one up, and I'll say it on live. Renew.
I'm sorry to cuss. I'm sorry, but
Renew.
that's why we fucked up right now. Because you accepted that shit. You accepted that shit.
This is mad. This is mad.
It ain't accepted. Trust me. I've done more change.
No, hell no.
I've done more change for the better of the charters than you think, no, because I've had three other charter CEOs contact me about how I was able to make a successful program at Renew. And I talk to CEOs, man, but it's about first I had to start in-house. I had to take that time. I had to identify with how to better get my point across to those I needed to back me.
Not to cut him
and then
off,
I
not to
presented
cut you off,
Tanell.
but Tanell, do you mind hosting a workshop for all the teachers? Seriously, you host a workshop for the band directors.
I mean,
like seriously,
I'm gonna say you try to be serious. If you are, I wouldn't mind. But Bird, let's keep it 100. How many of them will really come to hear my name attached to it? A lot of people never really heard.
After this conversation, who wants to hear it? I'm gonna be honest with you. After this conversation, who wants to hear it? Straight up.
There you go. So
because, let me tell you this.
That's why I talk to those who want to hear. They come and they talk, we talk, and those who don't, I let their programs be what it is. So Lo, I hear you, but you being closed-minded, brother, that's the real problem right now. It's the closed-mindedness of directors,
it's
man.
The only band directors out. It's not the only band directors out there. There
you go.
I'm technically up to the band director, so I can't.
Hey, so the real stuff. No, something you just said.
The problem, I told Will this, the problem we having is, everybody adapting what's going on, but that shit is wrong. And that's the thing y'all do. Y'all I'm still in the game, John. I'm still a band director. I have to accept it too and do the best I could do. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've been doing this longer than all y'all.
You've been doing it long.
I know what I'm doing, but at the same, you don't think I get my principal ear and the Dr. Lewis ear superintendent and say, Doc, this shit fucked up. It's messed up, but I still do it. How many of y'all had the situation I had at 35? First of all, how many of y'all had the situation I had at 35? With
I did.
No, who? What
you said?
Who said I did?
I said I had it. Everything you said, I went through at Renew, man. Lo, you gotta understand, Lo, the people don't want to hear us complain. They want us to come to them with a solution. And if you prove your solution,
we are taking the Maestro tag off Will's name and giving it to Tanell after tonight.
No,
Will is no longer the Maestro.
All right, hold up, brother.
It is Tanell.
Everybody that teaches the Maestro, though.
Tanell. We are all these band directors down here that's accepting this shit. We wrong, bro. Hey, so let me give you this service. Hold on, Johnny.
Why you wait? How we wrong, Lo?
Because
Lo, times change, brother. How we wrong? Because that's like, okay, everybody know I'm a martial artist. If I never accepted the fact that if I try to take the same fight strategy to everybody I fight, I'm gonna get knocked out. I gotta adjust to who am I lying? Mac, am I lying?
Yeah, you're right, Tanell. Adjust on their ass. Adjust on their ass,
Tanell. If I was to leave 35 today, they have 20 niggas that want their job, right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Nah.
Because it's finished.
Right.
Because the destruction is finished.
Right. I asked you about the job.
Oh, listen. The destruction is finished with 35. Only way 35
I guarantee you this. Hey, Lo, this ain't Lo. I promise you, brother, on everything I love, there's no shade to you. I bet you if I went to 35 within a year's time, 35 would be a different program. I put that on everything I love. I went to 35. By next year, 35 will be a different program. I promise you. Hey, no shit. No, my kids playing, brother. I know you talented, but you tired. You done got tired, Lo. You sick of the shit. You tired. And so it's like it produces laziness.
So you saying that Lo don't care no more, so he's not putting his full effort up no more because he don't care no more.
I ain't gonna no. I didn't say Lo don't care. I say he's tired. This shit is tiresome, bro. I almost thought about giving it up because it's tiresome.
If you would have been at 35 the last 3 years, they wouldn't have a fucking band right now. They wouldn't have a band because this. Again, I never brag on what the fuck I do. You don't understand. But I've been the one that's holding this fucking Band-Aid on this fucking blood, this whole for 3 fucking years. For 3 years. Nigga, I've been going to games, not even prepared.
No, let's keep it 100. Didn't I ask you to come help assist? When you had that staff around that wasn't doing you no justice, I said, look, I'll come be you never got back with me on that. Your brother did.
Your staff not good,
but you never got back with me. You didn't mind me helping.
Wait, y'all say the staff not good? Y'all say little stuff not good?
You really want
hey. Y'all got my homie messed up.
I know. I'm saying
y'all got my homie Damien messed up. I don't care about nobody else. Y'all got my homie Damien messed all the way up.
Say, bro, listen to this.
No comment.
Man, look, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But like I said, if Lo keep working with y'all, I say, brother Rawlins, I'll take time out my schedule. I'll come assist. He never got back with me. Why would you want somebody who's been producing year after year, who has a feeder to your school, and you don't want to accept them coming in and give assistance? Come on, man.
That man does have a point.
Hold on, stop, Johnny.
Come on, man.
Feeder to who school?
Sure, we got some F1 players y'all can use over there.
Wherever I tell the new students to go, they will go. I can promise you that. If I give my students the okay and I say, yeah, they solid, they're going to go. But like I say, some of y'all directors but it got so big and y'all listen to the hype. You know what I'm saying? And then
you didn't send no kids over. That's the deal. Because I didn't accept your help.
Low.
And I think you had
Mike Hankers, you the man.
Check it out. What makes you
think Tenell the man?
What makes you think that I think you had a successful program in the first place?
If you don't, that showed me how crazy you are. And that would explain why 3-5 is what it is. For you to say that my program has been top tier, every school you supported, the year Renew Bus 35 at, we also bust hard ass that year. You've been bragging on Roots. We took it to Roots too. Three times. So like for you to discredit my program, like you talking on the concert, we're the only middle school playing concert music, man. You forgot them bases much? Come on, Lo. We play ballads every year. We play songs above the normal level. If you don't want my students, you crazier than I thought, man.
I want the Renew students.
I know.
Don't do it, Lo. Don't do it, Lo.
I would love to have any.
Don't do it, Lo. Don't do it, Lo.
No. Check this out. I ain't get that in the first place. Check this out. Hey, Tenell, you said something very disturbing to me just now. Because you said we played concert music, we played them basses. Them basses is a march that come from marching brass bands, son. Think about that. You know where marches come from? Do you know where they come from? Okay, next question.
Hey, yo, listen, man. I ain't saying much on here, man, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all done taught me a lot. Let me say this, and this is gonna be the last thing I say.
Aaron is a motherfucker, boy.
Hey, man, listen. I wanted to say, let me say this. Salute to all y'all, man. Y'all done taught me a lot. I always say y'all got one of the hardest jobs in the world. You, Johnny, Lo, Tenell, and cats like y'all, man. I can't imagine having a job, first off, where people just feel like they could come up to you and just give you their goddamn opinion. Like tell you how good or bad they feel. Like no matter what happened, people just feel like they could come and just tell y'all whatever come to their mind. Like just shit on all the work y'all done, all the lives y'all done saved and everything else.
That's not a problem because it's an opinion. It's not a problem with me. It's an opinion.
No. But when you come and tell a man you did a bad job, you just don't know what all. But you don't know what all that dude was up against. But man, let me say this.
Everybody y'all done opened my eyes. That door too, man.
I understand. Wait, give me a second, though, Johnny.
Don't get hold on, no, man. You gonna get because he went to Kennedy.
No, I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about all y'all. Right. Man, like when cats come up to man, I think y'all should all be making 10 times what y'all make. I think y'all have the hardest job in the world. Especially when you getting bullshit from the parents, you getting bullshit from the students, and the administration is shit now. Man, I don't be playing when I say when Doc was at Kennedy, he did what the fuck he wanted. Ain't nobody told Doc nothing. He moved how he felt like moving. To hear y'all got all this bureaucracy and red tape and all the rest of this shit y'all got to go through to get kids what they need is nuts to me. So man, like I play a lot and I laugh, I mess around a lot. Hey man, but salute to y'all, man. Blessings y'all way. Like I did not realize. I talked to Damien a while back, and he didn't tell me it was this goddamn bad, man. This is horrible. I hate that y'all got to go through this, man. Blessings y'all way, man. Hey man, Matt, y'all in my prayers, real rap.
It's gonna get better, Matt. I know 3-5 gonna get better because
it's heartbreaking though. No, but just the system is heartbreaking though.
The system broken, man. And we in here having fun, laughing and joking about this and this. And what are the quality of students coming out going to college? Tell me that. What type of students leaving them programs, going to college on the scholarships and staying?
A lot of them stand.
It depends on who they are and where they go. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I can't say that because I know for a fact. Man,
that go back to the beginning.
a very high number of kids that go to Talladega from New Orleans, they're usually coming home with paperwork. You know, you have a few that slip through the cracks. The majority of the kids that leave and go to Talladega, they coming home with their paperwork.
And that's a valid point, and that's exactly why if my name go on a kid, they going to a certain place. I know what you have them. They can fit in. They can fit in. So I'm not gonna send a kid.
And that's what's supposed to be about also.
But think about it like this, Lou. Every kid is not Alcorn or Southern or swag material.
That's what I just said.
A lot of them not that material. So going to Talladega might actually benefit your kid better.
I have about 6 or 8.
True. I agree with you there.
Hold up.
6 or 8 over there.
So look, what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go to the clip of the week, which is
I hope it's not Abelson.
Hey, look, so let me tell you, I was able to pick the clip of the week.
Oh, I fucked up.
The clip of the week is actually us blowing Eris Inside Academy. I forgot the name of the song. Blowing at Low Rawlins 35 band at the Battle of the Bands.
Hey.
Should have been renewing the.
Oh, good.
Hey,
that was a good moment blowing that Lou.
Hey, Lou, don't worry about nothing.
No,
See, when I play my clip of the week, it's on and popping.
No, real stuff. No. Y'all don't understand. Lou had when I got on the court. This dude, Lou, I thought he was about to blow at me, dog. We was that set up and everything. Lou had the whole ready up 35. I said, boy, if this dude do this, I'm gonna get him the rest of his life. Hey, much respect to you, though, Lou, man. Hey, what we need y'all to do is go like our page, Crucial Conflict on Facebook. Go like our page. Make sure y'all shut up page. The more likes we get, the more people can our audience will grow. Also, don't forget on Tuesday. Man, what you talking about with Tuesday?
On Tuesday. Listen, man. Listen. I am on tiptoe anticipation, baby. Tuesday, 7:00 at night. We have an all-the-way cipher, man. Look, y'all, if you, hey man, listen, I got them things in front of me right now. Hey man, listen, old head, new head. If you from the city, you from close by. Get on that thing, man, and come run your stuff. You dig? Now listen, man, it's been a lot of them new cats, Bergen them partners that was coming at us old heads, man. We got cats coming from the 80s and 90s. Coming.
Listen. To reiterate what Matt talking about, y'all gonna get one all the way solo.
Hey.
You not about the Devin Miles. You not about the Devin Miles this competition because it's friendly and for love and for the sport of drumming. So you come on there with your best one all the way snare drum solo. I don't want to hear you trying to get two because you're getting booted off. You're gonna get your one and done.
Listen, man. All the way, Burger. Listen, now I'm about to give you some music talk real quick. All the way solo is really just 16 beats. It's gonna be in there and out of there, bro. Let the cats come on and get a couple of them things in, bro.
We got too many talented drummers want to get on.
I heard Ben a day. I heard Ben a day. Oh my God.
It's gonna be ridiculous. Listen, I don't want. Listen, I want y'all young boys to come on there and give us the view too. Bomani, all them cats that was talking that Cash Money shit. I want them to come on because listen, my boys at their necks.
Listen, Herman gonna be in that. Herman gonna be in
my boys at their necks. Y'all wasn't ready for that energy that's coming, boy. My boys at their necks.
I got money on old heads.
You listen, that's a safe bet. Burger.
Get y'all Ben Gay, y'all Icy Hot Patches. Y'all need
it's not gonna be Burger. You're the only one saying that by one. Listen, y'all don't worry about what Burger talking about. It's not gonna be one. That's ridiculous. The center cack a whole link and get them on, and then they come run. Dog, that solo is. Listen, bro, they gonna come on and run.
Too many dudes gotta run. It's too many dudes gotta run. And
dude, do you know how quick Burger
it's only 16 counts,
Ben and Joel get on there. They gonna steal the joy from my cats. So let my youngest go first. Or something. I don't know. But they not steal the joy from my dogs.
No, I want the youngest. I want the youngest in between us. They ain't going first to getting out the way. I need for us to be able to compare. I want it to be a comparative study, baby.
Who the best two from this era, Burger?
It's a lot of them. It ain't two. All of them good.
Well, just name it. No, they got it. Thanks to our special guest.